Breaking news. 2 firefighters were injured after responding to a house fire in Garner. What we're learning from the WRAL breaking news tracker at the scene.
Showers and thunderstorms are back in the forecast. I'll explain how to plan around the storms and why tomorrow is a WRAL weather alert day.
Holiday air travel. Nearly 6 million people are expected to take flights ahead of the 4th of July holiday. How travelers are trying to save money while still taking their trips.
The road to a repeat. The NHL draft starts tonight, and the Canes are looking to the future. What's in the cards for the offseason as the road to another Stanley Cup run begins?
Oh, yes, a lot to get to. We're following those stories and more. WRAL News at 8 starts in 30 seconds.
At Leith Honda in Raleigh and Auto Park Honda in Cary, we make your buying process easy. And with every new car purchase, you'll enjoy complimentary oil changes and exceptional service. It's no wonder we've earned so many 5-star reviews. You'll also get peace of mind pricing with every used vehicle, and if it's not the perfect fit, no problem. Bring it back within 3 days for an easy exchange. Visit our showroom at Auto Park Honda in Cary or Leith Honda in Raleigh. It's easier here.
Your number one source for local news. This is WRAL, coverage you can count on.
Good morning. It's 8 a.m. here on your Friday. We've made it to the end of the week, y'all. Thanks for joining us. I'm Laura Levine.
And I'm Ken Smith. Boy, it's warm now. Boy,
it is.
It's going to be a dicey afternoon. Let's get over to meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner, the WRAL Severe Weather Center, tracking that stormy afternoon for us.
Following this cold front, you can see some storms along it right now. It gets closer to us today, close enough to help to produce some scattered showers and storms. Most of those will be right after lunchtime through the evening commute. That means not just traveling home, but if you're traveling out of town this evening, you may run into a lot of extra traffic, especially with the potential for some rain. For Saturday, north and east of the triangle, we have a level 2 risk for severe storms. Once again, the timeline for Saturday is afternoon and evening. Wind damage will be the greatest threat. We'll have a smaller chance for severe storms from the triangle area south and west. Taking a look downtown from our Jimmy V camera, it looks nice, a little breeze there on Fayetteville Street. 75 is our temperature, under dew point 66. So it's not full on warm and humid just yet, but it will be. Looking at 91 by lunchtime and mid-90s this afternoon. It stays hot and humid with a chance of thunderstorms all the way through the weekend. But next weekend for the 4th of July, we have some serious heat in our forecast. We'll talk about that in just a bit. Ken?
All right, Elizabeth, at 8:02, we got a couple of troubled spots to report. First of all, we're going to start in Johnston County. We're getting reports of the State Highway Patrol working a crash on Highway 301. Whenever you see purple, that means the road is completely shut down. And we're being told it's shut down Highway 301 near Tar Heel Road. This is not far from the I-40, I-95 interchange, so keep that in mind. Of course, I-95 is really your best bet in terms of avoiding Highway 301 right now. We'll keep an eye on it and let you know how much it's going to continue to affect your morning commute. The other issues here on Fayetteville Road coming out of the Holly Spring Fuquay Arena area. This crash happened an hour and a half ago, but we're still seeing some lingering delays in that area of Fayetteville Road and Old Stage Road. If you're listening to us on the radio and you still have the option, you want to avoid Fayetteville Road right now, you might want to take Lake Wheeler Road as an alternate route. Here's a live look at I-440 and Ridge Road right now. Traffic is flowing at a nice steady clip on all sections of the Beltline, including right here. We're just picking up a 5-minute delay, just a little bit of congestion around the Capitol Boulevard interchange at this hour.
Okay, Ken, thank you. We're staying on top of that breaking news this morning. Fire crews are investigating what led to a home catching on fire this morning in Garner. This happened on Old Cascade Drive. That's in a neighborhood off of White Oak Road and near the future of Highway 540 corridor. So WRAL's Kirsten Clark has been at that scene this morning. And Kirsten, we now know that 2 firefighters were actually hurt while responding to that fire.
Yes, Laura, I spoke with the Garner fire chief not too long ago, giving some updates and information about what we know about this fire. And he did mention 2 firefighters were injured, one of them needing stitches, the other treated for exhaustion. I want you to take a look now. They are expected to be okay. And then I want you to take a look now at the scene, what we're looking at here. That fire is out at this point, but you can see there's still firefighters cleaning up, taking down ladders, rolling up hoses. We saw a firefighter still on the porch here spraying some hot spots. And you can see a majority of that damage to the front of the house. We also saw some damage on the top of the house. And here's what Garner Fire Chief Barrett Penny told me, that the call came in at 6:12 this morning. The homeowner was inside the house at the time, but was alerted by smoke detectors. He was able to run outside, saw the fire, and then went to a neighbor's house to call 911. I want you to take a look at the Sky 5 video, just showing the scale of the response here. When firefighters arrived, they saw that fire visible from the front of the house. They had a tanker shuttle operation, a dump tank, and it was the Garner, Cleveland, Clayton, Knightdale, Swift Creek fire departments all here, as well as Wake County EMS and a Wake County Sheriff deputy on scene as well. So they were able to get the majority of the fire under control in about 20 minutes, still accessing some of those hidden fires in the walls when we arrived. But at this point, the fire looks to be out. They're cleaning up. Crews are getting ready to leave here. Again, 2 firefighters injured. They are expected to be okay, and we're still working to learn the source of this fire, how it all started, and the full extent of the damages here. So as soon as we have that information, we, of course, will keep you updated. Live in Garner, Kirsten Clark, WRAL News.
We're working to learn more about a police investigation in Garner this morning. The WRAL Breaking News Tracker was at the scene on Hilldale Lane around 4:30 this morning. That's near the White Oak Shopping Center. Saw several officers and a canine unit investigating, and as a man was taken away in an ambulance. Garner police have not yet responded to our request for more information.
The 4th of July travel rush is getting started, and we have a live look here at RDU this morning where AAA is expecting a record number of travelers for the holiday week. So WRAL's Kelsey Coffey is at the airport for us this morning. And Kelsey, people are still traveling even with those higher costs.
Yes, Laura, they are. The average price of a domestic flight round trip is $830, according to AAA. But that's not stopping the folks from flying here out at RDU. You can see the TSA line here as folks are gearing up for the July 4th holiday travel season. Now, the official start to the July 4th travel season is tomorrow, but the higher cost of jet fuel impacting flight prices is causing folks to find other ways to save, like vacationing closer to home and taking shorter trips and cutting back on expensive meals. People are also taking cruises or going to all-inclusive resorts to stay at a set price point. Lucretia Anderson is flying to Vegas this 4th of July travel season.
We did not check a bag in. We just did a carry-on, and that was like our biggest thing that we saved on for this trip.
Now, Lucretia made it very clear that this holiday travel season also coincides with her birthday. So aside from not checking a bag, she's not sparing any expense. Now, although we've seen these record-breaking travel numbers year after year, AAA says that the rate that's going up is a lot less than what it used to be. Comparing this year to last year, only a 0.5% increase. AAA says inflation is to blame. Kelsey Coffey, WRAL News, live at RDU.
Kelsey, thanks. And if you're hitting the road for this holiday, well, AAA projects a record number of people driving for holiday trips as well. More than 72 million Americans are expected to be on the highways between tomorrow and July 5th. And even though gas prices have been coming down a bit, they are still the second highest they've ever been for the 4th of July holiday.
This morning, Cumberland County leaders will discuss the potential 911 merger with Fayetteville. State lawmakers introduced a bill that would have Cumberland County taking over Fayetteville's 911 operations. Fayetteville leaders say more considerations need to be made. Police Chief Roberta Bryan says the city should be in control of a joint operation instead of the county. Today's Board of Commissioners meeting starts around 9 o'clock this morning. Tonight, the Carolina Hurricanes are preparing for the next season as the NHL draft gets underway. The team is hoping to keep their Stanley Cup momentum going strong. Let's bring in WRAL's Ali Cadlebar at the Lenovo Center this morning. And Ali, tonight, we'll get a first chance to see exactly what the Canes could look like come next season.
Yeah, it's so hard to believe, Ken, because we are just 86 days away from that first preseason game, about 10 months away from the playoffs when we hope to start seeing those hurricane warning flags go back up. Now, tonight, WRAL will be speaking with head coach Rod Brindamore and general manager Eric Tulsky about what they're doing in the offseason to make a run for the Stanley Cup again next year. The Canes only have 4 picks in this year's draft, but unlike previous Stanley Cup winners, their existing roster is not expected to get poached this year. The NHL's contract tracker shows only 2 players on the playoff roster who are unrestricted free agents, and that includes goaltender Freddie Anderson. But other big names, including Sebastian Aho, Seth Jarvis, and Jackson Blake, are all under contract into the 2030s. Tulsky says he's willing to be aggressive in signings and trade opportunities, and this puts them in a good position for another push toward the Stanley Cup. I know we'd all like to see that. We'd all like to see another parade as well. Now, WRAL sports team will be at Lenovo Center live for all of our evening newscasts, and we're going to have a Canes insider, Adam Gold, speak with you, Ken and Laura, about the Stanley Cup and also about what to expect in the offseason starting at that 9 a.m. hour. Reporting live at Lenovo Center, Alec Adlabar, WRAL News.
Yeah, we're looking forward to getting Adam's take on the Canes, the moves that they could make tonight. Well, WRAL will be following the Canes and the draft all day and into the evening. Be sure to catch our evening newscasts starting at 4 p.m.
A major break now in a decade-old cold case. Sarah Graham was reported missing in Robeson County in 2015, and yesterday morning, Sarah's stepmother, Connie Graham, was arrested and charged in connection with her death. Investigators also believe Connie conspired to destroy evidence with the help of her 2 sons. Bobby McClellan is accused of getting rid of Sarah's body, and Luke Locklear, who is accused of burning the evidence. A $1 million bond is set for the 2 sons. In court yesterday, a judge ordered no bond for Connie. WRAL did speak with Sarah Graham's father, who was also the police chief in Rowland. He confirmed that he is currently married to Connie Graham, but did not wish to comment more about this case. Your time now, 8:11. New immigration rulings. The Supreme Court sided with President Trump on 2 major cases, the asylum policy and protection status decisions that were made.
And it's going to be a busy but a hot weekend for fun activities. Brick Universe returning to the Raleigh Convention Center. This exciting annual event and all the best bets ahead in the WRAL Out and About segment.
And we will have some afternoon and evening thunderstorms over the weekend, but it won't completely be a washout. Today, it's moderate in terms of our rain meter. I'll show you what time the thunderstorms could start coming up. (8:14), our next weather maker. This cold front sinking southward is likely to bring us at least a chance of some thunderstorms later on this afternoon. Right after lunchtime, up through the evening commute is when we'll have the best chance of rain. Not likely to be severe, but definitely the potential for some heavy downpours. And the evening commute could be really messy. A lot of times, the Friday before 4th of July can be, really busy. A lot of people leaving town if they have the whole week off. Saturday is a WRAL weather alert day. More afternoon and evening thunderstorms, but in this case, some of those could be severe, and then we'll repeat Sunday, maybe not severe, but that chance again of afternoon and evening storms. It's a bit hazy right now over downtown Raleigh and the entire viewing area. We do have some high, thin clouds out there. Our temperatures are mostly in the mid-70s right now, so it doesn't feel too bad now. If you really wanted to get in some outdoor exercise, I would do it before noon, because at that point it'll be 91. We'll climb into the mid-90s for highs this afternoon. We'll talk more about how much rain we could see and even hotter temperatures as we get into the 4th of July weekend. Ken?
Elizabeth, a traffic alert to tell you about this time. Coming out of Johnston County this morning, we're getting reports of the Highway Patrol working a crash on Highway 301, which is closed in both directions right near Tar Heel Road. You can see purple on the map. And this is right near the I-95, I-40 interchange, so keep that in mind. Of course, I-95 is really your best bet in terms of avoiding Highway 301 right now. The other troubled spot is Fayetteville Road and Old Stage Road. This crash happened like an hour and a half ago, but we're still seeing some congestion in that particular area. If you're listening to us on the radio and you still have an opportunity to do so, you're coming in out of the Holly Spring Fuquay Varina area, you might want to use Lake Wheeler Road as an alternate route at this hour.
Okay, Ken, thank you. The Supreme Court sided with President Donald Trump on two major immigration cases. One of them clears the way for the White House to restart its asylum policy. It aims to curb the number of migrants processed at the southern border who claim to be fleeing political, racial, or religious persecution in their home country. The other deals with temporary protection status. It allows migrants from certain countries facing strife to legally remain and work in the United States under the active designation.
An asteroid larger than many buildings will make a relatively close pass by Earth tomorrow. It's offering astronomers a rare opportunity to study this sizable object. Asteroid 1997 NC1 is about a kilometer wide. According to NASA, it's huge rock, one and only 872, the size discovered to date. Our NASA ambassador Tony Rice says you don't have to worry about the big rock. Scientists can learn a lot from it, though.
That's what we're kind of excited about, is it coming this close is a real good opportunity for scientists to get some good reading on it. And we'll be hitting it with radar. Some of the sites that we normally use to communicate with spacecraft, we're actually going to turn into radio telescopes and study it so we can understand a little bit more about what its makeup is.
You can find out in a full interview with Tony Rice on the WRAL YouTube page. Just search asteroid.
All right, the month of June features tons of Pride events, festivals, markets, and so much more.
Of course, it's time to take a look at WRAL's Out and About.
Let's start right here. Out Raleigh Pride returning to the downtown area this weekend. The Triangle's LGBTQ community will bring entertainment, local food and vendors, and a beer garden to Fayetteville Street. The main event runs from noon until 7 p.m. tomorrow. There will be an adult-focused Pride night tonight from 6 until 10 p.m.
The Brick Universe Lego Convention gets underway at the Raleigh Convention Center this weekend. The two-day event will include Lego exhibits and artwork, and artists will get a chance to talk about their creative brick pieces. The convention gets underway at 10 o'clock tomorrow morning, and tickets are still available online.
Really cool.
It is really cool. Some of them look so elaborate. My goodness. Well, we are already expecting hotter temperatures this weekend, but the heat will be even more intense next week.
That's an understatement. Yeah. Meteorologist Grant Skinner joining us now in the WRAL Severe Weather Center. And Grant, we could experience a record-breaking heat wave ahead of the 4th of July weekend.
That's right, trending quite hot into next week. I wanted to show you our overall pattern and how it will change over time. This weekend, we already have this upper-level ridge that builds. This typically favors drier conditions and temperatures that heat up. And then by next week, this high begins to build to our south and west and gradually shifts north and east. And as that shifts, we'll see temperatures really climb into next week. Temperatures reaching the triple digits by Wednesday and will really climb through the end of the week. So here's our temperature outlook. You can see July 2nd through July 6th trending above average for much of the eastern half of the U.S., very likely trending above average. And then the heat risk becomes extreme for parts of the upper Midwest into the Mississippi Valley into Tuesday, and that gradually shifts east through Wednesday. So you can see the extreme heat risk for the upper Midwest down through more portions of Tennessee into Kentucky and Ohio. We have a major heat risk by Wednesday that shifts to an extreme heat risk by Thursday. So all to say, stay hydrated, take those AC breaks whenever possible during the back half of next week. You can always check in on the 7-day forecast using the WRAL weather app. If you go on there right now, it already is showing Wednesday and Thursday 100 and 102. And Elizabeth, if people are traveling for the 4th of July, you could change locations so you can know what to expect in other parts of the country. But yeah, it's going to be very, very hot here.
Or maybe Canada.
Yeah,
I'm just saying. No, Grant, in all seriousness, that is really concerning. I mean, because we don't have as much soil moisture right now, we're in this drought. What we're going to see is almost a bit of a desert experience where we don't have a lot of moisture in the atmosphere. And when we don't, there's nothing that really regulates the heat like it normally does. Like, you know, none of us love the humidity, but it does regulate our heat, and it allows us from feeling like Phoenix when they get into, 110, 115 in the summer. So that is concerning for us. We could end up potentially with some all-time record highs as we get into the holiday weekend. In the meantime, not so bad compared to that. Our cold front moving in, it's going to bring us a chance of some scattered showers and thunderstorms today. But with the cold front even closer to us tomorrow, we have a level 1 and 2 risk for severe storms. Damaging winds would be our biggest threat. Let's talk about today. We'll see increasing clouds, already a few high, thin clouds. Just after lunchtime, we see showers and thunderstorms popping up. This is 5 o'clock. If you're traveling to the coast this afternoon or evening, evening, you're more likely to run into those storms. If you're traveling westward, it may not be quite as big a deal. Let's jump into Saturday. In the morning, maybe a sprinkle or two, and then later in the afternoon, just after lunchtime, here come the storms. And again, you can see the coverage is a little bigger and potentially a line of storms develops right there during the evening. So we'll be watching closely for that. North and east of the triangle is where we have the best chance of severe storms. South and west of the triangle, maybe 1 or 2 cells become severe. We have a chance of afternoon and evening storms really all the way through Monday, but the best chance today, tomorrow, and Saturday. Right now, it looks like, maybe up to a ½ an inch of rain, and boy, do we need it. We didn't see a change in our drought monitor this week, but we still have a lot of counties under exceptional drought. We need 13 to 15 inches to get rid of the drought in a month. Again, the next thing that we're concerned about Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday of the holiday weekend will be that extreme heat. Ken?
Is it happening now in the WRAL traffic center? We got a couple of things that we want to bring your attention to this morning. Out of Johnston County, Highway 301 completely shut down in both directions, we're told, by the Highway Patrol right near Tar Heel Road. This is not far from the I-95, I-40 interchange, so I-95 would probably be your best bet. The other troubled spot is Fayetteville Road, Old Stage Road. That seems to be clearing up right now at this hour.
Increased property taxes. Coming up, how a new town budget was approved in Cary, the concerns about cost of living, and the town's reasoning for the cost of living increase. Plus, the holiday travel rush. 4th of July trips cost more this year. We have a look at the record-breaking expectations despite price hikes.
As you get into your car, tune to WRAL News Plus on your radio. In Raleigh on 99.3 FM. In Durham, 96.5 FM. And everywhere on 101.5 HD3.
Good morning. The time is 8:26. I'm Laura Levine here on your Friday morning. Let's get right over to meteorologist Elizabeth Gartner tracking the forecast for us today. Elizabeth.
And I'm watching this cold front. Lots of thunderstorm activity along it. It gets close enough to us to help produce some showers and storms for us later on today. But as it moves even closer, Saturday looks even stormier. Right after lunchtime, showers and storms, and that could affect your evening commute. Or if you're traveling out of town today, it's probably going to be messy, especially if you're headed toward the coast. Saturday, it's a WRAL weather alert day. We'll have a chance for some of the winds to be severe, producing some wind damage. And then Sunday, another round of storms. Ken?
Major traffic alert to report right now. Coming in out of Johnston County, we're hearing from the State Highway Patrol that a major section of Highway 301 completely shut down just south of Benson, right near around the Tar Heel Road area. This is also not far from the I-95, I-40 interchange there. So I-95 would probably be your best bet in terms of avoiding what's happening there. We're working to get some more information about it and let you know how much it's going to affect your morning commute coming up at the bottom of the hour.
Ken, thank you. Right now, we're working to learn more about a police investigation in Garner. This happened on Hillendale Lane just after 4:30. We saw several officers at a K-9 unit investigating, and a man was taken away in an ambulance. Garner police have not yet responded to our request for more information. When nearly 6 million people are planning to take flights ahead of the 4th of July holiday, the average domestic round trip costs $830 right now. That's according to AAA. AAA says that travelers are finding new ways to save, like vacationing closer to home, taking shorter trips, and cutting back on expensive meals. Coming up next on Fox 50 now, the house fire investigation after 2 firefighters were hurt. And coming up next on Today, Melanie Martinez performs live on the plaza. Breaking news. 2 firefighters were injured after responding to a house fire in Garner. What we're learning from the WRAL Breaking News Tracker at the scene.
Showers and thunderstorms are back in the forecast. I'll explain how to plan around the storms and why tomorrow is a WRAL weather alert day.
Holiday air travel. Nearly 6 million people are expected to take flights ahead of the 4th of July holiday. How travelers are trying to save money while still taking their trips.
The road to a repeat. The NHL draft starts tonight, and the Canes are looking to the future. What's in the cards for the offseason as the road to another Stanley Cup run begins?
You win it once, and fans want to see it again and again. It's
Already,
hard.
yeah.
It's hard. Hey, glad you're with us. We'll get to all that and more. I'm Ken Smith.
And I'm Laura Levine, and once again, we're already tracking our next weather maker happening this weekend. So let's get right over to meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner with that update, Elizabeth.
And we're tracking this cold front. Notice the showers and storms along it already. It'll continue to slowly sag into our area and help to bring us a chance for scattered thunderstorms this afternoon. Right after lunchtime, we'll start to see those cells developing, and they will be affecting us during the evening commute. If you're traveling out of town already, heading into the holiday week, especially headed toward the coast, you'll run into some of those storms. Tomorrow, it's a better chance for severe storms. A level 2 risk in our north and eastern counties. Wind damage would be the biggest threat. Fewer storms producing severe weather south and west of Raleigh. We take a look downtown right now from our Jimmy V camera. A bit hazy out there. It's warm and on the muggy side. Our muggy meter sitting at muggy at 66. Our dew point, it's not as bad as it feels once it gets into the 70s. It will be a hotter afternoon today, 91 at lunchtime, and we'll climb into the mid-90s this afternoon. We're going to talk about how much rain we could total up this weekend, and then some intense heat that comes in just in time for the holiday weekend. Ken?
All right, Elizabeth, we are following some breaking news here in the WRAL Traffic Center out of Johnston County this morning. We're getting reports from the State Highway Patrol working a crash that shut down the southbound lanes of Highway 301 right around the Tar Heel Road area. This isn't far from the I-40, I-95 interchange, and usually 301 is the alternate route for a jammed up 95. Now it's the other way around. You got I-95 free and clear this morning, so keep that in mind as you're heading south on 301 this morning. The other trouble spot, that situation at Fayetteville Road and Old Stage Road, completely cleared, so you have nothing to worry about. Here's a live look at I-87 and Hodge Road. We're being told that first responders are working a crash on the shoulder of the road in this vicinity. You don't see it here on this particular camera, but clearly it's not affecting the traffic in those southbound lanes whatsoever, because right now you're just looking at a 1 minute delay coming in from the Nightdale area. 4 minutes if you're coming in from Wake Forest on US 1, but all the other major routes are coming from Durham, Apex, even coming in on I-30 westbound from the Garner-Johnston County area, delay-free at this hour. You're getting ready to head into the car. Tune us in on the radio, 101.5 HD3.
Breaking news. Fire crews are investigating what led to a house catching on fire this morning in Garner. This happened on Old Cascade Drive, that is, in a neighborhood off of White Oak Road and near the future Highway 540 corridor. So Kirsten Clark is at this scene in the WRAL Breaking News Tracker. And Kirsten, we've learned that 2 firefighters were injured trying to put out those flames.
Yes, Laura, I spoke with Garner Fire Chief Barrett Penny, and he told me that those 2 firefighters, one of them needed stitches, the other treated for exhaustion. You can hear now crews are wrapping up. I'll take a step out of the way here so you can see what we're looking at. Crews are loading up the last of ladders and fire hoses here that they were using to get this fire out. And Penny also told me that call came in at 6:12 this morning. The homeowner was at home. The smoke detectors alerted him, and he was able to get out in time, notice the house is on fire, went to a neighbor's house to call 911. And when firefighters arrived, they could see the fire at the front of the house. You could see the damage at the front now. I was told it took them about 20 minutes to get most of the fire out. But I want you to take a look at this video from Sky 5, just showing the scale of the response here. The Garner, Cleveland, Clayton, Nightdale, and Swift Creek fire departments responded. We also saw Wake County EMS here, as well as a Wake County Sheriff deputy, all here on scene working on this fire, making sure everyone is okay. It was just that one homeowner inside the house at the time. And when we got here, the majority of the fire was out. They were accessing some smaller fires, putting out hot spots. And again, those 2 firefighters injured, but expected to be okay. So at this time, we're still working to learn the source of this fire and just the full extent of that damage as the fire marshal is investigating. We'll, of course, keep you updated as we learn more. Live in Garner, Kirsten Clark, WRAL News.
We're also working to learn more about a police investigation in Garner this morning. The WRAL Breaking News Tracker was at the scene on Hillendale Lane just around 4:30 this morning. That's near the White Oak Shopping Center. We saw several officers and a canine unit investigating and a man being taken away in an ambulance. We're waiting to hear from Garner Police as to exactly what happened in that area.
Homeowners in Cary will see their property tax bills go up. Town Council passed a new budget last night that includes tax hikes, but they're not as high as what was originally proposed. The new budget raises property taxes by 2.75 cents per $100. That's 1 cent less than what was in the original plan. The average Cary homeowner will pay about $15 more each month. The new spending plan also includes measures to improve transparency and accountability. It's the first budget since town manager Sean Stiegel resigned over what town leaders called over-the-top spending and poor financial reporting.
The breach led to inaccurate information being provided to council over several years, leaving critical needs unaddressed, particularly with our police and fire departments.
The mayor called this budget the beginning of a 3-year public safety recovery plan. It adds dozens of new police and fire positions.
The 4th of July travel rush is getting started. We're getting a live look right now at RDU International this morning and overcast skies this morning. Well, AAA is expecting a record number of travelers for the holiday week. WRAL's Kelsey Coffey is at RDU International this morning and spoke to people who are still traveling even with higher prices.
The average cost of a domestic flight round trip is $830 right now. That's according to AAA, but that's not stopping folks from taking flights this July 4th holiday season. You can see that there are a few people in line here at TSA, but let's give you a look at lines earlier this morning when RDU was really packed. The official start to the July 4th travel season is tomorrow. The higher cost of jet fuel impacting flight prices is causing people to find other ways to save, like vacationing closer to home, taking shorter trips, and cutting back on expensive meals. People are also taking cruises or going to all-inclusive resorts to stay at a set price point. Joey Williams says he prefers traveling in his RV over flying to save money on transportation and hotels.
Traveling with the RV, we're taking the home with us, so it's no need in flying and then have to go get a hotel when we got the hotel with us on wheels.
Although we see record-breaking travel numbers every year, AAA says those numbers are not increasing as much as they used to. Just comparing this year to last year, it's only a 0.5% increase. And AAA says inflation is to blame. Kelsey Coffey, WRAL News at RDU.
All right, we got one more note from AAA projecting a record number of people driving for holiday trips. More than 72 million Americans are expected to be on the highways between tomorrow and July 5th. And even though gas prices have been coming down a bit, they're still the second highest they've ever been for the 4th of July holiday.
Ken, I got a tragic update here on the WRAL Live Center. It was one we were expecting, but we actually have an official update regarding the number of people killed after those 2 earthquakes in Venezuela. It looks like right now, Venezuelan leader Delcy Rodriguez says that right now the number of people who have died is 589, and there are nearly 3,000 people have been injured. What you're seeing here in the feeds, I have 2 different camera perspectives with you for the aftermath here. Let me kind of show you this one here where you'll see there are these teams that are in the process of removing the debris. Mind you, that's debris in which they have been trying to search through for people who may have survived, which we brought to you yesterday. Some people, yes, have been managed to be rescued, but again, the death toll has went up. Let me show you one other perspective here. This one's from Reuters, as you'll see plenty of other folks that are around here clearing away that debris. But a lot of people may be wondering, how long is it going to take for them to continue these search and rescue operations? This is obviously very delicate. We're talking about a lot of buildings that collapse as a result of this. Many of people live into these buildings as well, so they have to be careful as they search. But certainly it's heartbreaking to know that the number of people confirmed dead right now, 589, likely will go up as more search and rescue missions are underway.
What a devastating situation. Chris, thank you so much. Well, the NHL draft begins tonight, and with it, Carolina Hurricanes fans are looking to the future. WRAL's Ali Katlabar shares more in our first chance to talk to Canes leadership about what to expect in the offseason.
We are just 86 days out from that first preseason game, and WRAL will be speaking with head coach Rod Brindamore and general manager Eric Tulsky tonight about what to expect between now and then. What we do know is that the Canes only have 4 picks in this year's draft, but unlike previous Stanley Cup winners, their existing roster is not expected to get poached this year. The NHL's contract tracker shows only 2 players on the playoff roster who are unrestricted free agents, and that includes goaltender Freddie Anderson. But other big names, including Sebastian Aho, Seth Jarvis, and Jackson Blake, are all under contract into the 2030s. Tulsky says he's willing to be aggressive in signings and trade opportunities, and this puts them in a good position for another push toward the Stanley Cup. WRAL sports team will be live at Lenovo Center throughout our evening newscasts. Reporting at Lenovo Center, Ali Kadlavar, WRAL News.
And you can count on WRAL to follow the draft all day and evening. You can watch more of our coverage ahead of the Canes pick tonight, starting at 4 p.m.
Well, next up for Team USA, sticking with the sports theme, Bosnia-Herzegovina. The round of 32 matchup is set after last night's matches of the FIFA World Cup. Now, Team USA played Turkey to wrap up their group stage matches. The Americans got on the board first with a goal by Austin Trusty with just over 2 minutes into the match, but Turkey stormed back, and just a few seconds left before the final whistle, they scored to break the 2-2 tie. Turkey got the win 3-2. Now, even with the result, the USA is already a winner of Group D. Now they go on to the single elimination knockout stage. The game against Bosnia-Herzegovina is on Wednesday night. And our World Cup soccer score of the day in the other Group D matchup last night, Australia and Paraguay playing a scoreless draw. Australia clinched a spot in the knockout stage, though, with that result. Another triple header here on Fox 50 at 3 o'clock this afternoon. Norway will take on France. Then at 8 o'clock tonight, it's Uruguay against Spain. And we wrap things up at 11 p.m., kicking off with New Zealand and Belgium.
Your time now, 8:41. Slowing the shortage. NC State and Wake County schools are forming a new kind of partnership. The program they're collaborating on to help boost the teacher pipeline.
And back where it all started, when you could catch the Stanley Cup champion Carolina Hurricanes in Greensboro next season.
And the weather pattern starts changing today. We're back to a wetter pattern with afternoon and evening thunderstorms. I'll show you how much of the weekend looks wet, too, coming up. 8:45, we're taking a look at this cold front dropping in closer to us. Some showers and thunderstorms along it right now. It doesn't move across our area today, but it gets close enough for some scattered showers and storms starting right around lunchtime and continuing into the evening commute. So it may affect your commute, and especially if you're heading out the door, maybe for a week at the beach, heading toward the coast, you're going to run into some of those storms this evening. Saturday is a WRAL weather alert day. We could have a better chance for severe storms on Saturday, especially in our northeastern counties. We'll walk you through our weather alert day coming up. And then Sunday, another chance for showers and storms. Here's RDU right now, and you can see just a deck of clouds there, mostly high, thin clouds. Our temperatures are in the mid-70s currently, but it's going to warm up fast. If you have any outdoor exercise or anything else you need to do outside, do it early. We'll hit 91 by lunchtime and mid-90s this afternoon. Ken?
Well, Elizabeth, we are staying on top of that breaking news coming out of Johnston County this morning. Here's what we're talking about. We're getting reports from the State Highway Patrol working a crash that shut down the southbound lanes of Highway 301. This is right near Tar Heel Road, just south of Benson, and also not far from the I-95, I-40 interchange. You can see anytime you see purple on the road, you know that's an issue. Really, I-95 is your best bet in terms of avoiding Highway 301 at this point. I'll have another update on this in about 10 minutes.
You. A biology teacher in Georgia has been indicted on nearly 30 sex crimes involving students. Maris Nichols turned herself in yesterday, and according to the warrants, she had sex with students on and off campus and recorded a minor and a lewd act. She was arrested in May and put on house arrest with an ankle monitor. Her bond was revoked after she broke curfew 38 times in 27 days.
Nobody holds standards anymore. They have no morals, no respect for others. You have to think in your mind, I'm really mucking up the waters. You know what I mean? Like, kids like to talk.
So according to warrants, her mother may have tried to delete evidence from a phone and tried to get her daughter's work laptop from the high school principal. New motions now filed in the Alec Murdaugh case are seeking a change of venue for his upcoming retrial. Attorneys filed the motion because of the intense media attention. They also filed for independent DNA testing and access to prison case files. The testing is for evidence collected under Maggie Murdaugh's fingernails. The prison case file is to allow Alec Murdaugh to have access to an offline laptop so he can review case documents in jail. A status hearing is scheduled for Monday.
A new program is trying to improve North Carolina's teacher shortage. Yesterday, the NC State announced a new partnership with Wake County Schools to turn teaching assistants into teachers. It's called the Wolf Track Program. 11 Wake TAs can earn a master's degree in teaching and a teaching license in just 18 months. That starts this summer.
You obviously want qualified teachers in the classroom. You want to make sure it's a robust online program and that it can be accredited and these other things.
NC State says this is the first of what the university hopes are many new partnerships to boost the state's teacher pipeline.
Each Carolina Hurricanes player will soon get his day with the Stanley Cup. The Cup will be at the NHL draft in Buffalo tonight. Afterward, the team will decide each player's day with the trophy. It's a tradition that started back in 1995. The Canes players will decide on a schedule starting next month. And the Canes will play in Greensboro for the first time in nearly 30 years. They will play the Nashville Predators in a preseason game on September 24th at First Horizon Coliseum. When the Canes moved to North Carolina from Hartford, they played their first 2 seasons in Greensboro. They moved to Raleigh in 1999 when the arena, known as Lenovo Center, opened.
Well, also, Laura, NC State and UNC will also reportedly be playing in Greensboro later this year. They're expected to play a game at First Horizon Coliseum in December. The date is still being finalized. The game would be considered a non-conference matchup. Well, today is the last day of the Special Olympics USA Games in Minneapolis. Athletes from North Carolina have been racking up medals. Durham athlete Dean Hall earned 3 medals competing in powerlifting. He earned a gold in the bench press, silver in the squat, and silver in the combination. He also placed 4th in the deadlift. Other local athletes completing include Cameron Edwards of Apex, who won a silver medal in the 100-meter dash, and Cole Hovey from Fuquay Arena. He's wrapping up the golf competition today. For a new Shrek spinoff.
And celebrities spotted at the FIFA World Cup. Here's a look at what's trending right now. Lots of celebrity sightings at last night's Team USA World Cup game. Paris Hilton presented the match ball in a glittery star-spangled dress, flanked by her 2 children. Do we expect anything else? Other famed spectators included Owen Wilson, Will Ferrell, and Leonardo DiCaprio.
Now, the question is was it Will Ferrell or Lonnie Hawk?
Lonnie, yeah.
Yes, of course it is. Well, yet another movie coming from the Shrek universe. Donkey getting his own feature film. Shrek's chatty sidekick is taking the spotlight in the film set to be released in June of 2028. Eddie Murphy, of course, will be returning to voice his signature role.
Oh, yes. The movie will provide an origin story of how a donkey became Donkey. A year before Donkey trots to theaters, Universal and DreamWorks releasing Shrek 5 in summer of next year.
Well, trying to catch a new generation of Shrek fans.
Oh, yes. All right, well, now it's time to take a look at the forecast. Elizabeth, we've seen some really summer-like weather throughout this entire week, and it doesn't really change today.
So we're looking at that chance of rain over the weekend. And with all those cool things going on, I know people are wondering, can we even do them?
Exactly.
Right.
It'll be afternoon and evening thunderstorms, so the morning stuff is going to be fine. But if you are going to be heading out and about during the afternoon and evening, you want to make sure you take along your WRAL weather app, of course, and follow along. Here's what's happening. We've got a cold front that's up to our north. It slides closer to us this afternoon. It doesn't move all the way through, but it will help to bring us that chance of scattered showers and thunderstorms this afternoon and evening. And then that's just the pattern going forward all the way through Monday, afternoon and evening storms. So it's not a whole lot to remember. Just note that it will feel, like our normal summer pattern, afternoon and evening storms. By 2 or 3 this afternoon, we start to see some storms developing. A lot of these will be from the Triangle area eastward. So if you happen to be leaving town this weekend and you're headed west, you'll have a lesser chance of seeing them. If you are headed to the coast, to the beaches, that's going to be where we'll have more of those storms this afternoon and evening. We'll jump into Saturday. Saturday, they'll be more widespread. Even at early Saturday morning, there could be a sprinkle or two. Here's noon, and then right after lunchtime, here they come. Showers and thunderstorms developing. This wave right there around 6 o'clock could be the one that brings us the best chance for severe storms, and that looks like a line that a lot of us could end up seeing. Because of that, there's a level 2 risk for severe storms in our northeastern counties. Wind damage would be our biggest threat. There could be several instances of some trees down. In the green shaded area, level 1, it may be just maybe a handful or fewer of storms that produce wind damage. So lots of things happening this weekend. Again, afternoon and evening will be a little iffy with that chance for thunderstorms and the hot, humid conditions. But morning up until lunchtime looks good to go for anything you want to do outside. Our highs today will be in the mid-90s, and then we'll see that going forward really all the way up until Tuesday. We're looking at very hot conditions as we get into next week. Wednesday and Thursday already highs in our forecast for the triple digits. We'll be right back. Stay with us.